So a lot of the things that you see online may not be representative of reality. This is why I'm sharing this very vulnerable video, because I think that it's so important that we understand that what we see is not necessarily what is happening. I'm just at shock at how I used to think. I'm at shock at what I used to say, at what I used to think was okay to eat, and how to exercise and all of that. Whew. I don't know how I feel about this video, guys, but this is something that has been in my mind for a long time. I've been wanting to create a video like this, but have sort of not been too scared, just haven't gotten myself to actually do it. And it recently just sort of popped back up into my mind. I'm like, Chloe, you need to sit down in front of your computer and you need to do this. Everything I share on my channel, whether that be my Instagram or my YouTube, is all just really personal stuff. And I'm very vulnerable with you guys, and I'm very, I try to be very authentic with just, this is my thoughts, these are my opinions, this is my experience and all of that. I'm not trying to put on a show for everyone. I literally am trying to be that person who's actually like shouting out like, hey, this is actually what happens when you're in an eating disorder. And like, I wish someone like brought that to my attention. I wish someone, for example, me and my friend were laughing about this the other night, because I went onto my Instagram and I started talking to them about vulvar vaginal atrophy, and how when you have amenorrhea for many years, your vaginal walls can literally start to just shrink and can start to atrophy. And my friend was like, oh my gosh, Chloe, like no one goes online and like says that stuff. And I know that that can seem very like, whoa, that's way too personal. Like, whoa, why are you talking about that stuff? But I talk about that stuff because I wish someone looked at me when I was struggling through my eating disorders and through quasi-recovery, and I wish they like looked at me and really told me like, honey, this is what's gonna happen if you continue on this path. I wish someone had told me like, hey, you can lose all your hair. Hey, you might have, infertility. You might have a really hard time having kids later on. Hey, your bones are going to be so weak that by the time you're 40, you walk down the stairs and you break a hip. Like, I wish people told me this, but instead all I heard was how good it is to lose weight from, the media and the culture, and wow, you should exercise as much as you can all day. And like, I heard all these things that made me feel like, oh, what I'm doing's okay. So for those of you guys who don't know, I was vegan for about 5 years, throughout my quasi-recovery. And I mean, this is a long story, but pretty much I really thought that I was eating the world's healthiest diet, and that I was so much healthier than everyone else, and I was amazing because I could stick to this very like rigid, strict diet, which right there should have like caused a big red flag for me of like, hey, that's not recovery if you're still eating a very restrictive diet. But I believed wholeheartedly in this. I listened to so many podcasts on veganism, listened to all those doctors, Dr. McGregor, Caldwell Esselstyn, Dr. Campbell. I read the China study. I read numerous books. I can actually like show you guys my library of all the stuff that I used to read, all the podcasts, listen to a lot of Rich Roll, listen to a lot of Plant Proof, and all these people just talking about the vegan diet, right? So I was super into veganism. But then I got really slapped in the face when I was 25 years old, and I woke up and was like, damn it, I do not have a period. I am always bloated and constipated. I have severe brain fog. I do not feel like womanly or well nourished at all. And I ran into a bunch of issues, and I knew that like it was the time for me to just start incorporating animal products into my life. It was time for me to incorporate eggs and meat and fish and cheese and like all that stuff that I had been rejecting for such a long time. And I share my story on here, my story of like coming back into health and coming to this state of energy balance and getting my period back. And I did that all while you know, incorporating all these foods into my diet and letting go of my addiction to exercise and all of that. That makes it sound like way easier than that is. It was a really hard process, of course. But back to this video, and I don't want to make this too long, but the nature of it probably is going to be a little longer video, so I'm just going to be okay with that. But today I was looking through my YouTube feed. Now, a while ago when I left veganism, I took all of my vegan videos down. So I was the type of vegan that was like, I'm going to preach to the world about veganism, share on my Instagram and my YouTube how to make vegan recipes and like all of that. And so I was at like the beginning stages of trying to become a vegan influencer here. Oh gosh, I crack up at myself. But anyway, so I deleted everything because I was like, whoa, one, I am not healthy myself. I need to stop promoting something that has made me unhealthy. And if I'm not vegan anymore, I can't be sharing vegan stuff. Anyway, so I took all that stuff down. But I was scrolling through my thing and I saw that there was a video left and I was like, oh no. Like, oh no. So I clicked on it and I watched it and I was like literally so just, oh, it was so cringy. It was so bad. It was so bad. And I really just, I could see so much of my disordered self in there, even though I was claiming to be completely healed from my eating disorder at that time. And that's typical quasi-recovery for you. You think you're healed, but you're not. So I'm going to do something really vulnerable here, and I'm going to make a response video to my video so that you guys can see things how I see things now. Because there's so many things that I mentioned in that video that I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh my gosh, how did I say that? Like, this is ridiculous. And you may be at that stage, which is totally okay. There's no judgment. Trust me, I've been through my years of hell with eating disorders. There's no judgment with where you're at, but I think it could be really helpful for you to see my reaction to the things that I post now that make me just absolutely like, oh my gosh, why did I think that was okay to say? Why did I think it was okay to eat that way? Why, like, everything. So I've never done something like this. I don't know of like a better way to do this. Please tell me in the comment section down below if there's a better way for me to like share my video and still have like my live video here and be like talking about it. So what I'm going to do is simply just, I have my computer here with my video. Gosh, so embarrassing. And I'm just going to run through it and I'm just going to press pause and I'm going to stop and I'm going to share how absolutely just like, I don't even know the words, maybe embarrassed, or just sort of show my thoughts and where my thought process is now. I hope this is helpful. This is all for you guys so that you guys can really start seeing what you're doing in a different way and start really bringing some like questions to like, whoa, and what I'm doing like super disordered. Okay, all right, let's just start going. Okay, before I start, it's just, the intro, like why, Chloe, why? Just forgive me, please. This is like 3 years ago when I did this, guys, so baby Chloe, so bad. Hello! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe and I'm so excited that you're here. I'm so excited to be back in front of the camera doing a recipe video for you guys. It's been way too long, namely because I have been doing a 40-day cleanse, and so like all I drink and eat and consume these days is just this because... Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? Did you hear that? Wait, I think we need to rewind if you guys didn't hear that. All I drink and eat and consume these days is just this. This is spirulina, chlorella, and like wheatgrass. All I consume and eat these days is this. You guys, I got sucked into this whole Purium thing, which is this MLM company. This is another thing I need to like talk about and bash myself on. Like, why the hell did I want to join an MLM? But they really sold me on this, like, we're a vegan MLM, we are out there to like make the world vegan and change everyone's health and get them to eat these superfood drinks. And so they have like this 40-day cleanse where you drink powders for 40 days. There's like a 10-day portion and a 40-day portion. So 10 days you literally are only doing this, and then for the rest of the time you're doing this like 2 times a day, and then you're eating like 1 or 2 plant-based meals and that's it. So here I am coming on this video. I mean, like, hi guys, I haven't like been here for a while and showed a recipe because I haven't been eating and I've only been drinking this green juice. Like, oh my gosh, Chloe, like, what? What? Why? Why did you think it was okay to only drink this juice for 40 days and to hardly eat anything? Why are you promoting this? Why are you promoting such a heavily restrictive diet? Like, and here I am, guys. This is the like thing that's crazy. Here I am in my head being like, I'm recovered from my eating disorders. I'm totally fine. I'm totally normal again. I am vegan. I am healthy. Does this sound healthy? I was probably eating like 600 calories a day. Not even. Absolutely.
Because it has made my life so much easier, and I do 2 scoops of this in my water in the morning and in the afternoon and at night because of it.
I'm sorry to say, but there were days where that was it. I did 2 scoops of that in the morning, 2 scoops of that for lunch, 2 scoops of that for dinner. That's not dinner, guys. It's not dinner. There's, killed me.
So I pretty much have like replaced food with this, so I really have been eating just very simple foods and not doing a lot of crazy stuff. But today I'm going to show you guys one of my favorite treats. I have been craving chocolate lately. And
No. I was craving food, guys. Food in general. I don't care what it was. I was craving food. You can see in this video, like, I am so emaciated. This dress, actually, this was really interesting, and I'll point this out later on in the video because I noticed it when I was watching. I'm like, oh my gosh, that dress keeps on falling off of me. You'll see it. Like, it keeps on just, like, the shoulder keeps on falling off. I have that dress now. I can't even put it on. Way too tight of a dress. And here I am just, like, drowning in the dress.
Chocolate in my house anywhere, and I'm too lazy to go drive to the store.
There's no chocolate in my house anywhere. Yeah, because I was so dang restrictive, I wouldn't even allow myself to buy chocolate.
So what I'm going to do instead, I have a bunch of cacao powder, so I figured I'm going to make some little like fake chocolate truffle balls. Yeah? Sounds good? Alright, so that's what we're going to be making today. It's a perfect snack. A perfect way to just end your meal. I love ending with something a little bit sweet and a little bit chocolatey. Okay, perfect. Let's just get started because the camera's about to die, so let's get with it.
Yes, I actually don't think my camera was about to die. I literally think I was just like that frantic because I was in such an energy debt that I literally like was here and there and everywhere and like I couldn't think. I was so malnourished. I remember just feeling very like I don't know. I felt like I was just like, there's no words for it. Here I am now, like blanking on words. I felt very just like not grounded, I guess is the best way to say, like very up in the air. It was very hard for me to think properly, to say clear sentences, and to just overall think. Anyway, so you can tell in this video, I'm like moving really fast. I'm super like, oh my gosh, guys, we gotta go. We gotta make this. We gotta make this. I'm so excited to make it. It's like, yeah, my body's like on edge, like shaking, like get food in me, like nutrition. Sadly, these date balls are just going to put fuel to the fire because like all I was eating was green juice and sugar in the form of like fruit or dates. I wasn't eating eggs. I wasn't eating dairy or meat or anything that was like grounding and like substantial. And you can tell in my energy, that was like one of the biggest things that changed when I left veganism was my personality and the energy that I have. And when I get on here, I do tend to be a little bit more like, I'm going to talk fast because I don't want it to be like an hour-long video. But a lot of my friends and my family, they all really noticed that's like Chloe sort of just like took it down 5 notches. Like she's very just a lot more chill. Okay, let's just continue on. You guys see, Will.
Alright, I got my superfood corner over here. This is going to be the main ingredient for today.
I thought superfoods used to be like chlorella and spirulina and wheatgrass, and now I totally see it as like liver and egg yolks and like all these things that have so much nutrition, like choline and cholesterol and vitamin D and vitamin A in the form of retinol, not beta-carotene. That's only found in plants. Like we really need the retinol form. We really need cholesterol for the formation of our sex hormones and things like that. So again, it's just really funny that like what I saw back then to be these like superfoods that were gonna make me live till I was 150 years old is totally different than the foods that I see today as being those like quote unquote maybe superfoods. It's such a hype. Like everyone, oh, I drink my superfood matcha chaga latte lion's mane drink in the morning. It's like
little treat. These
so
are dates from the farmer's market. Really good, organic, no pesticide date. Look at that. It is just.
Okay, we're gonna like skip through that because
Oh my, such juicy goodness. So I'm going to de-pit a bunch of these dates and I'm going to put it in the blender. Sweet after every single meal. Dates are so good if you crave sweets, which a lot of you guys are always asking me, like, what on earth am I supposed to do? I want something sweet after every single meal.
Who was asking you, Chloe? Like, who was asking you? I think this was me saying, like, I'm always craving sweets after. Do you know why I was always craving sweets after a meal? Because I was malnourished and I was on a sugar high and I wasn't eating anything else. I would get done with a dinner and I would just want to, like, literally consume 5 bars of chocolate in just one sitting. Like, I was so hungry, but all I would allow myself was some form of sugar. And so, yeah, because I was, like, heavily restricting myself during the day and just overall just heavily restricting myself of such a wide variety of food and calorically, I would get to the end of the night and I would be like, oh my gosh, like, I need food. And that would be when I would binge. So I was in this very, like, restrict binge cycle, no doubt. I was trying to do these, like, stupid green shakes every day and I only eat, like, 600 calories. And of course, at the end of the night, I'm like, give me all of the bread and all of the chocolate. And then here I am being like, if you're craving sweets, you just need to make date balls. Like, no, you need to effing eat so that you are not malnourished and you're not always in this state of, like, I need more food. Like, now I don't get those cravings.
But I'm over, eating a bunch of crappy chocolate chip cookies and disgusting stuff like that. So,
like, come on, Chloe, watch your language. Like, you guys are done eating chocolate chip cookies and disgusting stuff like that. Disgusting? Like, oh my gosh, listen to the language that I'm saying towards food. It's such this mentality of, like, good food, bad food. This is gross. This is disgusting. I don't even like that. I told myself for years that I hated certain foods because just really, in reality, in my mind, my very orthorexic mind, I just thought that those foods were bad for me, so I didn't want to eat them. So here I'm being like, oh my gosh, chocolate croissant, so disgusting. Like, you guys, come on. Chocolate croissants are gold. We all know that.
Anywho, this is a great thing to just make. And it keeps really well, so you can even put it in the freezer and make little, like, ice little bites.
Okay.
Ice little bites.
I can't even speak. I literally can't even speak.
I'm this, but I can't speak right now.
I admitted it.
You can keep them in the freezer.
I admitted that I can't even speak right now because I'm too excited to make this. Again, showing just how malnourished I was. You shouldn't always be on the verge of, like, I'm going to die unless I get food in me. Now that I wake up and eat, like, 4 eggs and bacon for breakfast, I don't get this, like, I'm shaking until my next meal sort of feeling anymore. I'm really grounded. I'm really satiated until that next meal, and I don't get to the kitchen all, like, frantic. It's just another meal for me now. Here, it's like life or death. If I don't get that other meal, I might die. So yeah, I was frantic about it and trying to make these date balls all quickly so that I could eat them because I was on the verge of, like, fainting because I had lots of dizzy spells when I was doing this stupid, like, 40-day cleanse thing. So annoying.
And then just thaw them out a little bit before you eat them, and they'll be like these nice cold little ice cream bites. You guys, that took a total of 1 minute and 23 seconds. Not even. So simple, so easy. A perfect way to just end your meal or to just snack it up during the day. I absolutely love rolling my date balls all day. I can make these things all day. What's great is that these are easily transportable, so you can put it in a little mason jar, take it to school, take it to work. These things will stay in your car. I mean, really.
Please don't put them in your car. Please.
Dates and almonds. I didn't put anything perishable in here. Dates would already be sitting, just in my pantry for a while. So
they would be sitting in there for a while because I hardly ate anything. So yeah, food sat in my pantry for a while. Takes a while to get through.
you have it, a beautiful, beautiful treat for you guys to try. Please let me know in the comments down below if you've ever had baked balls. Please tell me if you make these ones. There are like a million other things that you could have put in this. Coconut shavings, you could have done walnuts or pecans or chia seeds or put goji berries and
like, I remember binging on nuts because, like, nuts was really the only source of protein I would allow myself to eat. So I would eat, like, an inordinate amount of nuts, and then I would feel so bloated and so gross after, which then would lead to, like, a day of restricting. So keep in mind, in this, like, video, me being like, I'm so healthy, I'm so strong, I eat vegan, I'm, you know, not eating disgusting chocolate chip cookies, and I'm making these date balls instead. I was in a state of, or that cycle of restrict, binge, restrict, binge, restrict, binge, over exercise, over exercise, over exercise, over exercise. And so that's why I was maintaining such a low weight. Not healthy, guys. And the reason, again, why I make this video is because you may see yourself in this, but also you may see so many other YouTubers who are doing similar things or making similar videos, who are super skinny. And you might see all these YouTubers making their like green smoothies and all that and be like, oh my gosh, I love their life. It looks like they're so healthy and strong, but like you don't know jack shit. This was 11 years of amenorrhea here. I did not have a period while I shot this video. My hair was falling out. My hair was dry and brittle. I know you can't really see in this video. Well, you can't probably see like me filming the video, but I noticed it. I'm like, oh my gosh, my hair was like such a just like frizz ball and it was so dry. So a lot of the things that you see online may not be representative of reality. This is why I'm sharing this very vulnerable video, because I think that it's so important that we understand that what we see is not necessarily what is happening. And we have to stop just like listening to all these little 18-year-old girls out there on YouTube being like, I'm vegan and this is super healthy. You guys, they don't have any qualifications to be telling you what you should be eating. Zero. Did they go to medical school? No. Are they a dietitian? No. So why on earth are we just being like, oh, well, we're just going to follow exactly what they eat and watch all their what I eat in the day videos and all that stuff? It's the blind leading the blind. And unfortunately, it's a lot of people who struggle with disordered eating leading those into disordered eating. And that's exactly what I was doing. I'm so embarrassed about this, guys. I'm very, very embarrassed. But I'm sharing it with you because I really hope that it's a good, just like, wake-up call to what's happening in the online sphere. So here I was trying to educate and coach people to be vegan and eat this way while I was suffering from ill health and suffering from many eating disorders. But I wasn't saying that online. And a lot of girls aren't. So next time, you know, you see some girl and they're like skinny ass little, you know, leggings and drinking their green juice, like, you really need to ask yourself, how did they get there? Was that healthy? Are they actually healthy? They may look good. They may wear all the right clothes and wear the right makeup and have the fun jewelry. They may have the nice car. They may have a beautiful house, you know, where they're filming in. But that does not mean that inside that they are healthy. Does not mean that they don't have osteoporotic bones. They can be having a degeneration of the myelin sheath, which wraps around your neurons to help your neurons fire really quickly. So that happens in malnutrition. You start sort of wearing away on the myelin sheath, which can lead to Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, various other neurodegenerative diseases. That's really serious shit, and you don't see that stuff. You don't see it. They're not talking about it. They may not even know because they're like me and they're so stuck in their eating disorder that they can't see it. It kills me. You'll see here too, like my shirt's about to fall off.
And things like that. I don't know. There's just like a million different variations. But the basis of it is get your dates in there.
Look how big. Look how big the dress looks. Again, you guys, it doesn't even fit me now.
I went for the chocolate because that is just like what my heart is crying for. So
no, Chloe, your heart is crying for a steak. It's crying for cheese. It's crying for actually real like food and not just all of this like fruit and sugar. And it kills me that it's like I didn't see it. I didn't see it at all. And I was so like obsessed with food all the time. You guys, I hardly think about food anymore. I wake up, I throw whatever on my plate. I don't care. Back then, I had it planned out for like 2 weeks in advance what I was going to be making because that's how obsessed I was with it. I don't have that obsession anymore. Obsession comes from malnutrition. We see that in the Minnesota starvation experiment where they put these guys on a very low diet, like a 1,200 calorie diet, which is like what most diets put you on. And they started having a lot of preoccupation with food, buying cookbooks, watching Food Network, and all this stuff. So it's just really crazy.
I'm gonna go eat these and say goodbye to you guys. Want to go plant-based but don't know how? I gotcha. You guys, I'm putting people through a 40-day reset, a plant-based reset to jumpstart your health, heal your gut, make you have so much energy like I do right now to clear your skin, lose weight, feel better, sleep deeper. And so
says the insomniac. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm really, like, I'm sorry. I apologize for myself at how honestly just wrong that is, that I thought I had any right in telling people what to eat when I was in that state of being. I'm helping people heal their gut and, you know, lose weight. I lost weight because I had an eating disorder, because I was severely restricting my food. Like, what? How am I supposed to helpfully tell people to lose weight? Oh my gosh, it's so bad. It makes me crawl in my skin. I'm so embarrassed that I did this. I know I've said that so many times, but like, I am genuinely so embarrassed that I try to put people on this 40-day cleanse, and I'm very sorry for anyone that I potentially hurt.
If you are ready for that, if you're ready to transform, and if you are feeling like, ugh, I'm feeling stuck and stagnant, and I just need a reset, I need to detox, I need to clean up my diet, I need to stop being so addicted to sugar all the time, and stop.
Oh my gosh, this is the girl who's like only eating like mono meals of fruit. How was I not the one addicted to sugar? Like,
bad foods. If you are ready to change, then I got the thing for you. Send me a message and
I got the thing for you guys. I got the perfect thing. This is classic MLM. This is what they tell you guys. I got the thing that you need to lose weight, to cure your depression, to cure your cancer, to like, I am not even kidding, where I have seen the word, what is happening on my computer here? Ooh, continue. I'm not even kidding here when I say I have seen those very words, cure, heal, on so many of these MLM like posts and videos from like the people on my upline saying this type of stuff, and this is how it trickles down. And then all of a sudden you have all these like Arbonne or Beachbody or whatever sort of girls online being, you know, regurgitating this information of like, you know, Shakeology will cure your depression. Like, you cannot say that. You are not a psychiatrist. You are not a therapist. You have no right. You're not a doctor. You have no right to say that this will cure this. You can't do that. But it gets, we get away with it. We get away with it in this online sphere. It really, really drives me insane now. And I know I'm being very hypocritical because this is me here. But this is poor little baby Chloe who really just did not understand life. But I think that's my point here, is we gotta stop taking advice from these people who don't understand. I'm not even gonna finish the rest of the video. It's so cringeworthy. It's so awful. I am just at shock at how I used to think. I'm at shock at what I used to say, at what I used to think was okay to eat and how to exercise and all of that. And that's what the eating disorder does. It makes you think that you were okay. It makes you think that what you were doing is for your health, especially when it comes to like orthorexia. You think like, I'm, you know, going raw vegan so that I can live to 150 years old and I can be super healthy, because cooked food is the devil and it will, you know, coagulate in your intestines and you'll die. And in reality, it's like the eating disorder is just like, hey, this is a way for us to lose weight. Let's just say we're raw vegan. This was my experience with it anyways. Really disturbed by this. Really disturbed by this. I immediately took that down when I saw that was still up. I'm so glad that there was only like 20 views on it, because that was 3 years ago, and that was, yeah. Anyways, I really hope this was helpful. I've been wanting, like I said, to do this for a long time. I would love to know you guys' thoughts down below. I am doing this because this is me just making fun of myself, so I don't want to give like hate to other people. I'm giving hate to myself right here. Anyways, I don't even know what else to say about this, and I actually have a client meeting that I need to go on right now, so yeah, that was interesting. I will see you guys in my next video. Needless to say, I have learned a lot since then. Needless to say, I have gone through other trainings and I have recovered, and I have now a clear mind, and I'm not in my eating disorder voice anymore. I know that for a fact. Of 100% am not. I have no weird things with food anymore. I have no weird things with exercise. I'll travel, I'll eat whatever people put in front of me. I don't care. And it doesn't consume my life anymore. So I share with you guys on this channel how I got there. I share with you guys what I've learned, and I really provide that sort of that support and that mentorship to go through it, because I know, this is proof here, I know what you're like. I know what you're thinking. I know all your fears, because that was me, guys. And now I'm at this completely radically different place. And so I just help mentor and guide people. We work with their therapist. I work with their dietitian, with those people who are qualified to tell them this is what you should be doing. This is what you should be eating. Let's work through some of these traumas. And then I'm there to really help and support and guide, and to give you sort of an insight view as to what you're going to be really dealing with here. And anyways, okay, I'm ending this because I gotta go, but bye guys.